Hello there, I'm Black Bright News, and welcome to another day. We're alive, we're well, and yeah, it's raining outside, but that's not going to dampen my mood. But yeah, I noticed on, those when you're scrolling over and you get bits of news. So I didn't get it from my Metro today. I think it was BBC News that said from the 1st of September, the pensioners are going to be back on restricted times. And I thought to myself, well, is that really, really fair? Yes, I know pensioners are meant to be retired and staying at home. I think they need to change the labelling of the older person. I think they should have bus passes for retirees, and I think they should have bus passes, the same bus passes for older persons, but with privileges on to get on the bus before 9:30. Because now they're going back to 9:30 and they say they're going to make it permanent. Now, the reason for me saying this or suggesting this or proposing this is that if you're working and 1.12 million, don't know if they call them pensioners or older people, but people over 65 are working. And that's only 9% of the over 65s, but there are people over 65 still working. And like I said, it's 1.12 million. So if you've got 1.12 million people who are working, I know that doesn't necessarily mean a 9 to 5 job, but it could well be. I consider myself, for example, I work 8 till 4, and that's Monday till Thursday. So I do reduced hours. But you've got people with different circumstances. You've got older people who still have mortgages to pay. They still have high bills. They have car payments. They have all kinds of things. Some of them are looking after their grandchildren. And even though the grandchildren are supposed to be looking after them, you've got a lot of grandchildren depending on their grandparents. So a lot of the older persons need to get on that bus before 9 o'clock. You also have appointments. Now, I don't know, I guess the government could say, well, if you're over 65, don't give them an appointment before 10. Maybe that's what they're going to say. But even then, if that's the case, they're still going to have to be on that bus maybe before 9:30 to make room for traffic, for delays, and depending on how far the hospital is from where you live. So then you could say, okay, tell them to make an afternoon appointment. Then you could get caught up in the school rush and all sorts. There is no one hat fits all or one cap fits all. But I think, really, they should have privileges for young people, privileges for the disabled, or should I say concessions for the over 65s who are still working, and then for those people who have properly retired, regardless of their age, they can have the after 9:30 pass. I think that would be a good use of the passes, rather than just make blanket statements. The thing is with government, they don't live in the real world. And like I've said in many videos, they live in a protected world. They live in a world that's luxurious usually. They've got money, they've got housekeepers. They have more than one home usually. They've paid off their mortgages or their houses are in trust. They've protected their income. And they usually have cars or they have chauffeurs. They don't live in the real world. And they sit behind the desk on a phone making these legislations and orders, and they don't really know how the people on the ground live. They haven't got a clue. And so for young mothers who are struggling with kids, trying to get them out to school, picking up their friends' kids and I know I'm straying from the point, but I'm trying to. I know they're not even listening. They wouldn't be listening to my video. But my point is that, there's real life going out there. And I think that they should have a program for the rich and not necessarily the famous, but people like the politicians to spend a day in the life of an ordinary person. Take any ordinary person, any age, any income level, and spend a day with them. I know it won't be 100% authentic, because when you're on camera, you tend to behave differently, but the majority of the lifestyle will be real. And I think it should also be a surprise. I think you don't plan this thing. I mean, I guess you have to plan it from the politician's point of view, but rather than give that individual, first what you'd have to do is have people willing to do the show, and then you'd surprise them with the visit, so they don't have an opportunity to prepare. So you see them in their actual living circumstances, and then spend a day in the life with them, so that you can get a feel. I'm not sure if it'd make a difference. It might make a difference for a day or two, but you'd get a feel of what it's like and what the ordinary person has to do during the day and how much they have to do. So I think the bus pass should be given more thought, and in particular rather than make it, I think if it's already in place, then if it's the 1st of September, so it's probably too late, but they're always making revisions. So hopefully someone will think this is a good idea, that those elderly people, those pensioners who have returned to work and who may need to get to work before 9 o'clock, they can have a special bus pass. So I think that's all I'm going to say for now. You have a wonderful day. I'm going to start my day in about 10 minutes. I got in early as usual, and take care now. Bye-bye.